Have you ever wondered where it all went wrong? Why is there so much brokenness in the world? The story isn't new, it's ancient. It's the story of Genesis chapter 3, and it's the story that still defines us today. It all starts with a conversation. The serpent, crafty and clever, doesn't arrive shouting. It whispers, it doesn't attack, it questions. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Notice the strategy. It's an exaggeration, designed to make God seem unfair. Most lies don't begin with denial, they begin with distortion. Eve repeats the truth, but her confidence is already shaken. She says they can eat from the trees, but not the one in the middle, adding, "We must not touch it." Fear has entered the conversation. When we don't fully trust God's heart, even truth starts to feel fragile. Then comes the direct lie. You will not surely die. The serpent contradicts God and then dangles the hook. God knows that when you eat, your eyes will be opened and you'll be like him. This isn't just a temptation to be evil, it's a temptation to be independent. The greatest deception is believing we can be whole without God. And with that, desire takes the wheel. The woman saw that the tree was good for food, pleasing to the eye, and desirable for gaining wisdom. She sees, she evaluates, she reasons. It all makes sense, and that's the problem. Not everything that looks good leads to good. But where was Adam? The Bible says she also gave some to her husband, who was with her. He was present. He was silent. He chose comfort over courage. We have to remember that silence in the face of wrong is still a decision. Then their eyes were opened, but not in the way they expected. They didn't feel powerful. They felt exposed. They saw their own shame, so they covered themselves with leaves. Sin always promises elevation, but delivers embarrassment. Their first instinct, to hide. They hid from the God who walked with them in the cool of the day. God didn't change, they did. Shame makes us run from the very presence that can heal us. Then we hear that famous question echoing through history. Where are you? God knew their location. He was asking about their condition. It wasn't an accusation. It was an invitation. Adam's reply, I was afraid because I was naked. So I hid. Fear is named, but responsibility is avoided. Adam blames Eve, and then he even blames God for giving her to him. Eve blames the serpent. No one says, I chose this. Blame delays healing. Ownership is where it begins. The consequences are real. The serpent is cursed. Pain enters human experience. Work becomes toil. Relationships are strained. The world fractures. But these consequences aren't revenge. God allows them not to destroy us, but to teach us reality. And right in the middle of all this brokenness, God plants a seed of hope. Speaking to the serpent, he says, he will crush your head and you will strike his heel. This is the first glimmer of the gospel. A promise of a future victory. Even at humanity's worst moment, God was already planning our redemption. But before he sends them out of the garden, God does something beautiful. He makes them garments of skin and clothes them. They tried leaves, a temporary fix. God gives them something lasting, something that cost a life. Human solutions cover symptoms. God's grace covers our shame. Finally, he drives them out and places guards at the entrance to the tree of life. The garden is closed, but the story isn't over. A closed door does not mean a closed destiny. The rest of the Bible is the incredible story of God's mission to bring humanity back to life again. This story teaches us that doubt is subtle, disobedience can feel logical, and shame is isolating. But it also shows us that God still pursues, His grace still covers, and hope still speaks. Humanity didn't lose God in the garden. We lost trust. And God has been restoring it ever since. The story didn't end when they left the garden. It began when God went looking for them. And He's still asking today, where are you? Not to condemn you, but to bring you back to life. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that explores these timeless truths. See you next time.